Hello again.
Okay.
We will have a meeting with Daria. She will talk about platform application Part.A. As I understand it, it is connected with AI tools as well. Okay, so Daria, please take the stage. Tell our students about the platform.
Hi, thanks again for having me. It's a pleasure to join and to share about our project. Yes, thanks for introduction. I will talk further about how we are connected to AI and how we use it. First of all, my name is Daria. I'm co-founder and CEO of Educatchy. It's the name that we use for a global market and English-speaking markets. So the presentation in English I have is about Educatchy product. In Russian-speaking markets such as Russia and Kazakhstan, we are known under the brand Part.A, as Valerie mentioned. So this is quite a similar product, but just for different markets. Don't be confused. So our startup is born out of a simple question. What if every student could have a patient, tireless, infinitely kind math tutor 24/7 right inside their textbook? Because I personally, and I know many of people relate to this situation when you come home from math class and have no idea what math teacher wants from you and have no idea how to solve the homework. And this feeling of helplessness is so awful that I was really dreaming to solve this for future generations and for current students and to support them. And I was told that I have about 15 minutes. I think I will wrap up shorter, so please feel free to drop questions in the chat or ask questions. I will be happy to elaborate on something that is interesting for you. But I was going to tell about our product to show how we use AI technologies nowadays and how we plan to use them in the future, and maybe to share my thoughts how a career in EdTech and AI combined can look like, and what are, on my point of view, useful perspectives. But let's start from the problem and from the scene, from the problem that you all, I'm sure, know. In class, we have one teacher, we have 30 students, and we have 45 minutes. And some pupils grasp a new topic really quickly in 5 minutes, and some pupils don't. And they pile up their knowledge gaps over and over that later shows up in the final exam where it's too late to change something. So this really a problem that we believe needs to be changed, because analytical thinking on the other side is one of the most important core skills of the future, and STEM subjects like math and sciences and physics are necessary for development of analytical thinking. So we aim in Educatchy and in Part.A to solve this and to help current. So what's Educatchy is? It is an IA-driven platform that attaches an interactive practice layer to any math textbook, to any math material. Imagine, for example, scanning a QR code next to an exercise in a textbook. Your phone opens a chatbot tutor that asks you to solve a problem, and it checks your answer instantly. If it is incorrect, it asks you a question and a tailored question. Maybe if you make mistake, it will explain it further. It will tell you a hint, and this hint will be tailored to your level of understanding. So if the student makes a lot of mistakes in the problem, the instructions of the chatbot become more and more detailed, more and more specific, and help them to really nail this problem down and to succeed, to get the correct answer. We create a situation of success for every student, and we help them to feel that they're really capable of solving any problem if in the beginning it feels impossible. And or on the second side of this system, we have really complex analytics. The methodology allows us to delve deeply into students' learning processes. For each specific problem, we have insights into their challenges, into their gaps, and we can detect and map out all of the gaps they have. Because, for example, in some complex problem, in some complex math task, if we see only the incorrect answer of the student, like in the test, for example, we won't be able to tell what was the real problem in solving it. Maybe the student didn't get the task correctly. Maybe they had a problem of transforming the task to the math equation. Maybe they had a problem with equation itself. So our methodology really allows us to find those gaps, to define them, and to help to tailor the program and to learning process to students' needs. And to test our technology, we created our own courses on it. In Russia, it was to prepare to state exams, and we did similar product for Kazakhstan market. They have also a similar exam called ENT. And we had about 9,000 users participating in our pilots. In Russia, it was about 80 schools in total testing the technology. From these pilot programs, we observed promising results of efficiency. In 94 chances out of 100, students were able to solve similar problems on their own after training without chatbots. So we really saw the efficiency of this methodology. And also in Kazakhstan, we tested in two groups. We had a control group in preparing to ENT exam. And the control group, learning with the same teacher, showed average score gain of 0.7 points over the several months. They were studying, they were preparing towards the exam, so they improved their knowledge. But the group of users that were, in addition to that, working on our platform, they increased their results into 6 points. So 0.7 points and 6 points. It's almost X10 higher progress just over several weeks using our platform. And we did not start with using AI. We started really about 5 years ago, and then you even didn't hear much about AI as now. And for several years, we handcrafted our methodology, our pedagogical approach, and we created manually over several hundreds of interactive scenarios with experienced math teachers and methodologists. Each scenario was a complex dialogue that is aimed to adapt to every student's level. We did it manually. And of course, when language models became so advanced, so we can teach them to follow our methodology, this is a crucial moment for us to really bring our product to a whole new level and to make it much more advanced. So in nearest future, we plan to complete the development of AI generator of learning content, which will allow us to create new scenarios, new content, new materials in several minutes or hours instead of several months or weeks. And it flips completely the process and I believe the market as well. And of course, first, when the ChatGPT was launched, first thing that we did, we were trying just to convince it, like, to behave like a teacher and to adapt our methodology. And we saw that it's not that simple, really. So we see until nowadays, even though language models progressing incredibly, we see that still they are lacking this pedagogical layer, this pedagogical framework and understanding of learning process. So even if you ask it, like, behave as a professional teacher or give it some instructions, some basic instructions, it doesn't really understand what's a professional teacher and how they would behave. So they tend to provide ready answers, for example, or they tend to provide false information, as we all know. So that's why we use more complex system of fine-tuning the language model. In addition to it, we build a separate and several layers of quality control, also based on AI. And this all allows us to create really AI-powered quality educational product. And of course, there are many players on EdTech field now, and Educatchy stands out by providing a solution that enriches existing platforms, really. So rather than just another content provider, we offer a means to significantly elevate the quality and effectiveness of learning materials, making education more accessible, personal, and impactful. Our approach, based on the constructivist and cognitivist learning theories, ensures that students not just memorizing and consuming the content, but really understanding and applying concepts in a meaningful way. This is where we are now. As I said, we developed a complex methodology and we tested it, and we now are in progress of creating this AI-powered tool for creating learning materials. And we see really infinite ways of enhancing this tool and improving it using further AI technology. I didn't have enough time, unfortunately, to put it on slide, but I have it in note. So the potential of AI in EdTech, not only in creating the content, the text dialogues, and making it one-on-one dialogue about the problem, for example, but also obviously in creating visual materials to improve the quality of content, to make it more for a repetitive saying, and also making it more personal. So what we want to do next is to even more personalize every student experience. For example, if one student likes fiction movies and traveling, the content itself and explanations of the same material can be tailored in this theme to his interests, to increase their engagement, to increase their motivation, and to add some sort of gamification to the materials. So really, AI tools empower us to get the personalization of the materials and of the learning experience to absolutely new levels. And also, Of course, the beauty of analyzing all the data we get, as I said, because we have this methodology that really follows the student in every step they make throughout the process, and the amount and the depth of the analytics we can implement through using this data is really beautiful and empowering. And these are our next plans.
Okay, great.
So,
Daria, quite interesting to know about your product. In fact, the name Educatchy, I know first time. Anyway, it's very interesting. The question is, what languages you're using up to now? Do you use other languages than English, Russian?
Yeah, we are starting to use Kazakh language, surprisingly, as we really have a big interest from Kazakhstan market, and we have interested prospective partnerships there. So we are starting to create materials and to train as well our system into Kazakh. And also we have a small piece in Portuguese, as we were experimenting in Portuguese-speaking markets as well. So these are Russian, Kazakh, Portuguese, and English for now.
Okay,
but that's also what I didn't mention, but obviously language models also help vastly with localization and with translation.
I think our Chinese students know about Kazakhstan, and probably it's not far from China as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And the other question I would like to ask you about the age level of students, and is it possible that your platform can be used for primary school or for preschool learning?
That's really great question. Thank you so much, Valery. Actually, we are targeting high school students, and I believe that this is our sweet spot. And of course, in future, we can experiment and research also entering elementary school or preschool markets, but I currently see the most value that we can offer to high school students. That's because we really help to deal with complex concepts in math and the real, issues with math begin somewhere in the middle school, around 7th grade, when the topics in math become more and more abstract and hard to grasp. Like when you already can't put it into sticks on your table or into squares or rounds on your screen. So it's more complex topics. And from what I discussed with teachers, it's also valuable in our product for them, because there are plenty of great solutions for younger students already in the market, but there are not so many of them for high schoolers.
And my last question, it's about formats or models of educational content. How many models or formats of content you are using, like audio, text, I understand text, pictures, videos, reels, maybe multimodal presentation, I don't know. And of course, VR or XR.
That's also a great question. Right now, we do have text and pictures. So it's really like chatting with your teacher. Of course, we would like to expand maybe to videos and to 3D models for explaining geometry in particular. But for now, we have text and pictures, like graphics, so on.
Thanks a lot for these answers. I'll ask a Chinese student. Yeah.
Yes. Hi.
I want to know, as there are so many educational products nowadays. What's the highlight or the core competitiveness of your production?
Thanks.
What are competitors for your products?
That's a great question. Yeah, that's really that we are into pedagogy. we are crazy about pedagogy and methodology, and we don't use the technologies. We don't use the technology for the sake of technology, and we don't create a content just to be, engaging and interactive. We really focus on learning purposes and on learning approach to the content, and I think this really makes us stand out.
Okay. I see a picture of Mindset Accelerating. By the way, I'm the participant on Global EdTech Startup Award competitions, and I'm a chair of...
Yeah, I know. That's why I put the background.
Okay. Anyway, thanks a lot for this presentation, Daria.
Thanks for having
good luck to you. Good luck to your company, and probably you will go to China sometimes in the future.
If we are invited, happy to chat about that.
Okay. Thanks a lot. So bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.